Not long to go now. Welcome everybody. Oh, the friend requests are rolling in. Round 3 of the EMS Racing League. I'm sure will begin quite soon. Bahrain this time around. And I'll tell you what, the championship is looking quite close as far as drivers' championships go, although the constructors' championship, oh, I've not selected spectate, my bad. That's what that message was for. Although the, as I was saying, the drivers' championship is looking quite close. Welcome to the stream, Shania. With Sir Reese in the Renault on 58 points, only 3 points ahead of Estwinger in the Haas. Although I believe his teammate is has been excommunicated from the league after his actions last week, so maybe the Constructors' Championship will get a little bit closer. As Haas currently lead by almost 40 points, 39-point lead over the Renault, which has been solely led by Sir Reese so far, and with one race win to his name. I'm looking forward to it, of course. Same as last week, 18-minute qualifying session. Chance to get some good laps in. And then, of course, a 50% race, which will be, well, around this 5.4 kilometer circuit. Should be, what, 27, 28 laps? Not 100% sure on that one. Maybe about 29 laps around Bahrain. Night race, always a fast-paced one. 3 very strong DRS zones. DRS very strong around this circuit. Of course, the lap record, which has been shattered in every other race this season. The race lap record, or 1:31.4. Obviously, that will be demolished in qualifying, but when it comes to the race, I'm interested to see if someone could top it. Actually, no, I don't think it was topped. I don't think it was topped in Australia. It was smashed in Canada by Sir Reese, but I believe Schumacher's lap record of Australia stayed intact. Will we see the Bahrain lap record broken today, though? We'll wait and see. I'm not sure how many drivers queued up. Well, how many is that in the top right corner? What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Was it 11 or 12? Of course, people can join midway through the session. People could join just as the race starts, but they'll start from the back of the grid. Our championship leader came in quite late last week, managed to get out one lap in the entire qualifying session. Here we go, only one Haas this time around. The race winner, or the man who almost won last week's race, El Senado, not here this time around. He's currently sitting 4th in the Drivers' Championship. He will be the first car out. We'll get the spectator going. I see him up there. And the Alfa Romeo Skateboarder is always very early out. He likes to get those laps in. Get the lap data up. GWR currently on the mediums. Interesting strategy. Let's see. Skateboarder should be the first person to set a lap, as he is every single qualifying session in that Alfa Romeo. I think he qualified last time out. Not obviously out of everybody, but out of everybody who managed to put a lap together. Let's see if he can pull off something spectacular here. Bahrain, I think a circuit that near enough everybody here will be very familiar with. It's I mean, it's almost 20 years old. Bahrain is quite an old circuit at this point. Not like some of the newer ones, you know, we've got in the calendar, like Abu Dhabi. "16 minutes to go, of course. No one's set a lap yet." Of course, I mean, it's just started. It's the third and final DRS zone on the track. Come up to this windy section to end Sector 2. Then you've got the back straight. Let's get a nice camera angle. Go on board. We'll go on board with the first man who'll start his hot lap in this qualification session. I just woke up half an hour before the stream started. Just in time. I almost missed it. That would have been hellacious of me. I would have been very upset. Very excited to do this every Monday. But here we go. Scatboarder, we've got a yellow flag in Sector 3, as I've just realised. I don't have the track map turned on. Who is in Sector 3? I'm not sure. It could be any of those cars. But let's see how Scatboarder does here. Looking to set the first timed lap of the day. What does he do in Sector 1? Not too bad so far. Looking quite tidy. Coming across Sector 1 at a 28.6. Of course, the fastest Sector 1 so far. We've got another yellow flag. The Renault of our championship leader, Sir Reese. No, that's not. It's the Red Bull. It's the Red Bull of GWR, I believe. Who's maybe gone for a spin around the first corner. Of course, track limits are in effect. You can tell the lap time is going to be deleted just by whether or not the map goes red. Yellow flag in Sector 2 as well. Don't want to go too far wide here, and look at it, keeps it nice and tidy. DWR left the session after that spin, maybe a bit of lag. Purple sectors through Sector 2, of course, again it will be. There's no one else who's set a time yet, but Scatboarder coming up to that final corner. Actually, final two corners, but you don't really feel that second one. A little kink there. Nice exit. And what time does he set for the first lap of the day? Going to be a 1:28.4. We're not going to be able to get back, I don't think, to see the next cars cross. So I'll go to the Renault of our championship leader, but he's only on an out lap, so I'm not sure who else is on a timed lap right now. Maybe Paul Toddy. Yep, Paul Toddy is the man currently sitting with 4 points, the lead McLaren. Let's see what he can do here. 1:28. Oh, well, I know, maybe not. We've got S-Winger on a 1:26.2 is the time to beat so far. The only Ferrari in this race, Tristan Freitag, also on a 1:27. He had a great race. He was driver of the day last time out. Came back, well, a great drive. Started like 10th for 11th. Finished just off the podium. But let's see. Will this be the provisional pole for our McLaren? Not quite, but almost. 4/10 off of the Haas. Let's go back. Who else is on a time lap? I think, who's this? Williams. 3/10 off of his fastest. Also got Haas ahead of him, I believe. That's not Haas, it's me being silly. Who hasn't set a lap time? Ashley hasn't set a lap time yet. Oh, he has. 1:29 on the dot. Someone's going slow in Sector 3. We'll have a look at our championship leader. That's a good shout, because he hasn't set a lap time yet. Qualified pole in Canada and led, I think, every lap near enough to go ahead and win the race. Go around the final corner. Let's see what Sir Reese can put together in his first time lap of the day. Pretty tidy, but that's only going to put him 4th. Still 7/10 off the pace of the Haas of our, well, the man he's challenging for the championship. Our championship challenger, S-Winger. Sitting on, what, 55 points? Yeah, to Sir Reese's 58 points. Still on a timed lap here is Ashley Goodwin, and he's actually 4/10 up on his fastest time. Looking to maybe put himself into 7th. See what he does here. Now he's going to bail on it and go to the pits. Yeah, red lap, rare. Track limits, track limits. See there by the red. I don't believe any of these drivers are looking at a time lap. Maybe Tristan. Maybe Tristan. The second Ferrari. The only Ferrari in today's race, but as far as the championship goes, currently the second Ferrari. His teammate, of course, finished second. Would have won if it wasn't for a time penalty last time out. Tristan currently sitting on 11 points. His teammate on 30. He's 5/10 down in his fastest time, but if he could put together a nice final sector, maybe try and jump our championship leader. Currently sitting only 2/10 up on him. It's 1:27 at the moment as Tristan. Let's see what he can do. Get a more dynamic camera angle. We don't have to ride on board, but no, that lap's been thrown away. Let's see what Lee Kaler's doing in the McLaren. Currently, only got 2 points to his name. Half the points of his teammate, Paul Toddy. And McLaren have been struggling so far this season. I mean, Toddy has been quite unlucky. Got caught, a bit tangled up in Canada. was close to getting some decent points, tangled up, but fought his way back into the points, and then had a solid showing last time out. What did he get, 4 points or something last time out? Lee Kaler also going into the pits. Paul Toddy isn't a flyer though, coming around that final corner. Green in sector 2. Still 10 minutes to go in this qualifying session, but it's going to be another man going into the pits. Am I stupid, or can I not figure out what colour that is? Maybe I'm dumb. Go till I see it. Won't let me spectate whoever that is. Whoever's just come across the finish line won't let me spectate him. It's kind of weird. We'll watch our championship challenger on his outlap. In fact, no, we can go up the field and we'll see GWR also about to start his first hot lap of the day. The only 2 people yet to set a lap time are the 2 Red Bulls. I'm not sure who that is. It won't let me spectate. Won't let me spectate somebody. But here we go. GWR. I've always complimented his safe driving style, and he's currently sitting on 7 points. The only Red Bull to have scored points so far. You haven't got a setup going into this race. Well, you're still in second, despite the lack of setup, so it's not been too bad. I told you Bahrain might be a nice circuit for you, but here we go. We'll go on board here. Oh, beautiful timing with that camera angle with GWR 63. Midway through sector 2 here, we're coming up. This is probably the hardest, at least for me, hardest section of the track. It's this, finding the right time to brake here. You can get this perfect, or you can go really far off, but that was nice. That was beautiful by the Red Bull. Let's go on board. DRS, I'm sure the wing's wide open. Yes, it is. The extra 10 to 20 kilometers of pace you get under the DRS zone. Is Ashley in the mud? He's not too far off right now, 7 tenths. Purple sector 2 though for the Red Bull of GWR 63. Consistency will be key for him once again today in this 26, well, it's either 27 or 29 lap race. Let's see what GWR can put though. Nice exit. This could be a fighting for pole here. Ooh, just off 4 tenths, almost getting on the front row, but he's just 4/100ths shy of the McLaren. Now I said I'd watch the man who's challenging for the championship. He's currently on a flyer, currently 1/10 up on his fastest lap time. Can you hear my game? Because I realise my screen is very loud. Let me turn that down a notch. Hopefully you can't hear it. Coming down that final corner, he's currently on pole by 4 tenths. Maybe looking to extend that, make it just that little bit further out of reach. Here comes the Haas of Estwinger, currently 3 points, and he's gone 1:25.9. And that is going to be the fastest lap of qualifying so far. Still 7 minutes to go. Is Ashley in the mud? We'll go on board with him. I haven't really watched him for a full-time lap yet today. He is 5/100ths off of his best time so far. Keeping it tidy there, doesn't want to run too far off. Yep, keeps it within track limits. That's not normally a corner where you worry about them though. Now this is the corner that can mess you up. Quick on the brake, acceleration I should say. Let's see what Ashley Goodwin does in the Mercedes, the current lead Mercedes in the championship. His teammate hasn't actually turned up yet. Just giving Ashley some time to... Oh, wait a minute! Sir Reese in the Renault has fired back. If you look at the top left, in the Renault has gone 4 tenths fastest, and that is going to be a great start to the race if this is how qualifying ends, with the 2 championship challengers on the front row. Coming around that final corner is Ashley. Decent exit. Get the foot on the pedal, and let's see where he comes across the line. Does get his fastest time and does push himself up to 7th. That's good for Ashley Goodwin, 12. Who else is out on track right now? Tristan Freitag. Ooh, 2 thousandths down. Oh no, it lagged. No, it's 1/10th up. It always messes up when I switch. Let's see what the Sol Ferrari can do today. Currently sitting 6th. He's not too far off for 5th. In fact, 3rd to 6th, separated by just over a second. Actually, no, it's almost 2 seconds. 3rd to 5th is under a second though. Doesn't quite improve on his lap time though. We're going to go up to somebody we haven't watched too much of, but he's on a slow, probably an in-lap. I'll go on board with our boy Ben Slater there, but it looks as if he is on an in-lap. This man though, perhaps on a flyer, the second McLaren car. Those Mercedes wheels were they a little bit muddy? Not for your liking here. A little bit of traffic coming up ahead for Lee Kaler here, including his teammate. I'm sure he'll be. Ooh, not the best. Not the best round that corner. Oh, look at that turn 11 there. And he's got a bit of traffic, going to mess him up a little bit. Dirty air, you know, his teammate trying to get out of the way. As is actually good win in the Mercedes, but that might have compromised Lee Kaler's lap substantially. You only get a limited amount of softs you can go on. Yeah, he's going to go into the pits after that one. Is Tristan on a flyer? He's just coming towards the end of sector 2. Nah, he's 2 seconds off. No, we haven't watched yet. This man, we'll get back on him, I'm sure, later on the race. Who's on a decent time? The Red Bull. He's on an out lap, so we can watch his onboard. We can watch his onboard. He'll be the first person to set a time lap here, I think. Unless that's Toddy there. They're all bunched up if they're on a hot lap. They're all, but he's not. Oh, he's gone off the. Oh! Oh, I forgot he was in a spin there. We'll watch Toddy. Well, we get to watch Toddy and Skateboarder here. See how both of these men do. I know, that's what I'm saying. One of the Mercedes drivers yet to show up. Now he's going to get a little bit of a slipstream down this. Might help his lap time a little bit. Currently sitting in 4th, currently on the 2nd row. Also got to give a shout out to the man who I haven't had to get much eyes on this time so far. Ben Slater currently sitting 3rd. That would be his best qualifying position. He's normally done quite good in the race. You know, starting 15th, and that's going to be a thrown away lap. We'll go back to this man here though. 118 coming around that final corner is Skateboarder, looking to push himself up. Currently a 128.3. Will this be enough to further him up the grid? It will be! Up to 7th for the Alfa Romeo. I said we'd watch this man. He hasn't set a lap time yet. In fact, I don't think I've seen this man in action. Let me check the standards. I haven't. Alpha Spirit in the Red Bull. Looking to start his first time lap of the session, and potentially he's left it quite late. One of his only. He will have time to get round again, obviously. But you have to go on this use set. Oh, lock up into the first corner. You see the front right, the smoke coming off of it. He'll only get 2 laps, and he won't have time to pit, I don't think, and get back out. So he's really going to have to nail it. We've also got a new racing point, the former Sirac G1 unit. Why? How would you say Sirac? Another lock up here by Alpha Spirit. I mean, it's better if he's got to commit to the lap at this point, though. He might go again on the same. Oh, big lock up there on the left. There's going to be a bit of traffic ahead of him as well. You can see it on the mini map. This will be his first quali lap of the entire season so far. Where will it put himself? GWR has finished the session, it seems. Retired from the session. Still got 1 minute 20. Still time for everyone to put out one more flyer. And here we go around that final corner. I don't think he's going to be too happy about that, but he has to commit at this point. Where will it put him? It will put him 6th. Now, is that Sir Reese? He's on an outlap. Is he the lead car? I'll have to go back and quickly quick look. Toddy is on a flyer. His teammate, is he on a flyer? His teammate is. Ah, it's thrown away. The lap's gone. Good win. So no, it looks like Sir Reese, or no, Toddy is the lead. Oh, Alpha Spirit. We might not have time. He won't have time to get another lap in, I don't think. Toddy's heating up those tyres. Might not have enough time. 30 seconds left. It's going to be quite tight. He's not going to be going for another lap, is he? We'll go with Sir Reese. We'll go with Sir Reese, who's currently, if that's not lying to me, 1 second off. I don't look like he'll make it either. No, 3 seconds down. Damn. Not a lot of people not timing their final laps too well. This is not going to be great from Sirax. 104. That'll put him 11th. Yeah, the session's over now. Whoever crosses the line is done. This could be, yeah, 2 drivers. Slater's finished 3rd. He'll be happy with that. Scatboarder's 8th. Sirax is going to be 11th, it looks like. Go to Alpha Spirit, who's coming across the line, but yeah, into the pits he goes. Not going to be too happy about that one. His lap's gone. Now here's somebody who's actually on a flyer. Currently 11th. Lee Kaler in the second McLaren coming around that final corner. I must have missed a hot lap from Sirax as he's 3rd. Maybe it was the guy who wouldn't let me spectate at the start of the qualifying session. It was very buggy at the start for me. Let's see where this places Lee Kaler. Doesn't improve, and I believe that means the only man still out won't be an improvement for Ashley Goodwin 12, and that will bring qualifying to an end, if I'm not mistaken. Is everyone done? I'm looking. Did anyone manage to fit in? It looks like everyone is everyone's done for the session. Got to look at our pole sitter. On pole, leading the championship by 3 points here. Can he convert that into a race win? He'll be starting alongside his championship challenger. Also, shout out to Sirax. Again, it didn't let me spectate him at the start of the session, but currently sitting 3rd on a 126.2. I believe this would be his first race for Racing Point. The top, 5 separated by a second. Could be quite close racing here in Bahrain. The Bahrain International Circuit. Of course, the DRS zone is going to be a big factor. It's a very, very strong track for DRS. You go straight out of one DRS zone into another, and then towards the end of the halfway through the track, I should say, you get a 3rd dose of DRS, if you will. Of course, the big overtaking zone is always going to be into turn 1, into turn 4, and then on the back straight, turn 14, 15 as well, I guess. You can get some on the going into turn 11. But it's a relatively high speed corner, so if you're going to get an overtake around there, it's generally going to be on the straight where you get DRS, the drag reduction system. Mute my mic. Essentially, when you're within 1 second of the car ahead under the detection zones, there are 3 around the race, around the track, you can open your rear wing and get an extra 10 to 20 kilometers of pace. It allows for easier overtaking on the straights. We'll start, I believe, this time with a formation lap, hopefully. So it doesn't cut me. Yes, it will. We get a formation lap just to allow the drivers to get their tyres warm, get practice start as well underway. We'll stay on board with the man who qualified on pole in the Renault, the lone Renault. He's going to try and drag. Yes, Jack. That's 100% it. Of course, he'll want to bunch the field up towards that final corner. He won't want to be sitting on the grid for too long. But this is going to be a great start to the race. I'm excited for this one. Just because Sir Reese, this man here, and this man here, Estwinger, separated by just 3 points. In the championship. So that battle into turn 1 could be huge. Let's go back on the race leader. Got to nail that start and get straight through turn 1 in the lead. Of course, you want to get that second gap before lap 3 when DRS is enabled. That's not the best view. There we go. To lights out. To 5 red lights. It's lights out. And away we go here at the Bahrain International Circuit. And it looks like the Renault does indeed get away well. Going to move over to cut off the Haas of Estwinger. But look at the McLaren. Look at the McLaren. A great start. There's some damage. There's certainly been a bit of a collision. But look at this. Toddy up to second. Whoa, wait a minute. Let's go on board because the McLaren of Paul Toddy is 600ths away from the lead of this race. What a start. But it looks like Sir Reese starting to get away, and the Haas of Estwinger has fallen down to 9th. I'm missing you today, Vorno. I'm missing you. I was a big fan. We've got yellow flags. Somebody's gone for a spin. It's Ashley Goodwin in the Mercedes. Has gone for a spin, but apart from that, the field, look how tight that field is. We'll go on board with the lead McLaren. Lee Kaler's also jumped up some spaces at the start. Estwinger has had a dreadful start though. Coming from second, he's now 8th. We're going on board. We're not on board, but we're watching the lead McLaren. He's 5 tenths off the back of GWR in the Red Bull. In fact, the closest battle on the field right now, if we go down to his teammate, Lee Kaler, just 4 tenths off the back of Skatborder in the Alpha. So Reese going to set the fastest time of the day, and we can see how this start has gone for these people. We've got an overtake here by Alpha Spirit. Let's get on that one. Ashley Goodwin says he's up to 6th. What's happened there? He's not. The game is telling me Ashley is in 6th. What has happened? What? Look at this. A little bit buggy because Sir Reese to my knowledge, currently in the lead of this race. Right behind him, there we go, it's balanced out now. Right behind him though, Sirax, his first race here in EMS. And he's 5/10 off our championship leader. I want position change, I want what tyres has everyone started on? The only one on the mediums is actually no penalties yet, so position change probably makes the most sense. Very close battle for first here, 5/10, half a second separating Sir Reese and the racing point of Sirax. Go down a bit because we're gonna follow Toddy. We're gonna go on board. He's right behind the Red Bull of GWR 63. He's gonna pull off, break that slipstream. Got an overtake there by the Ferrari and S-Winger, who's cutting his way through the pack. In fact, yes, we'll stay on board here. Yellow flag in sector 1! Sirax! You see him on the right there. Went spinning off. And that has left our race leader, Sir Reese, 3 seconds up the field. All these overtakes. A yellow flag! Toddy, no! Toddy's been hit! He's gone off! The drama already here in Bahrain. S-Wing on a flyer, trying to get back up the field after that hellacious start by the Haas. My God, what has happened here? Toddy will not be happy about that one. He's back in 7th with his teammate right behind him. Sir Reese, 4/10 up the field, but Ben Slater's cut half a second. Ben Slater, oh! A huge crash! The Red Bull! The Red Bull of GWR 63 has been sent into the wall, and that's going to put Ben Slater in his second. Quite a gap, quite a large margin. We're going to go down to the other Ferrari, who will have, I believe, DRS. Yes, he will. Going to go past the Alfa Romeo and into 4th. Oh, and here comes Toddy as well. Look at that dangerous manoeuvre. Skateboard has also picked up a time penalty. I'm assuming for track limits. Toddy on a charge here. More DRS. The DRS train almost 3 abreast. Toddy and the Ferrari of Tristan wheel to wheel, but right behind him. Oh, almost shunting each other there. Jesus, this is wheel to wheel driving between the Ferrari and the McLaren, and right behind him the Alfa Romeo. Go on board. We've got to go on board. Look at that. Wheel to wheel. This is the hardest. Sorry. Yeah, the hardest part of the track to time perfectly right. And Alfa Romeo has caught up to the Ferrari, but Toddy has gone blitzing ahead into 4th. He's right back there where he started. Gone wide there. The Alfa and the Ferrari, they are so close to touching. Ashley Goodwin's caught back up a little bit, only 6 seconds off now. This is the closest battle on the field, the battle for 4th. You've got Paul Toddy in 4th. Sirax is coming back after that spin-off he had earlier in the fight for the lead. Now be hunting down the Ferraris. We've got Ashley Goodwin spinning off in 10th. A couple of penalties going to be applied at the pit stop phase. But here comes the Racing Point in his first race. And he's up to 6th. Oh, a little shunt there. Some wing damage to Skateboarder. Drove straight into the back of the Ferrari, and that's going to slow him down. That might ruin his race. Skateboarder now almost a second back on Tristan. We're going to go up now to Racing Point, the charging Racing Point, the Pink Panther. Right on the back of the McLaren. And what could be an interesting battle for 4th in this race. S-Winger in that Haas, slowly but surely, working his way back up. Oh my God, what a late break. Look at that. Almost perfect. He's timed that perfectly. And Sirax up to 4th. Started 3rd, he's back to 4th after a spin. Just got to keep it nice and tidy now. He's going to be hunting down the man who's in 2nd place in the championship with 55 points. Alpha Spirit, by the way, right on the back of that wounded Alfa Romeo. The wing damage is coming back to haunt Skateboarder. A little lock up there by Alpha Spirit. Oh, pushed him a little wide almost. Right now he holds it. He's going to go into the pits. Alpha Spirit up to 6th. He's gained 3 positions off the start. We'll actually have to switch to see these tyres. See what people are going for. Ashley Goodwin's found himself up in 8th. We'll have to pit, of course. Estwinger and Skateboarder. Is that a one-stop? Going on to the mediums on lap 5? I don't know if it is. He's going to go for some fresh air, though, is the Haas. We're going to go up, though, because Tristan, just within a second of the racing point. Quite a close battle for now for what is 3rd because of the pit from the Haas. In some clean air, though, is S-Winger. He's going to go for a nice undercut. If anything, he's covered an undercut from behind. He's going to go for an undercut on Slater. Look at the times he's putting in. He's catching up. He's cut a second and a half to the Mercedes off in this lap. We're going to go on the man that's right in the middle of this little fight. Ben Slater also going into the pits, trying to cover off that undercut. As is Toddy, and that's going to free up Sirax, who's going to take 2nd in that racing point now. Tristan going to follow him. Alpha Spirit also going to jump him. And Lee Kalo, this is his highest he's ever been so far, in 5th. Estwinger all over the back of Ashley Goodwin. In the Haas versus the Mercedes, Ferrari versus Mercedes power, and the Haas going to come out on top here well before the first braking zone of the lap. He's back to 7th. He's on that charge. Seems like Toddy got held up a little bit in the pits because he's now behind. No, yeah, he was already behind. That was me being stupid. I was thinking of the other McLaren. My mistake. S-Winger, though, gone purple in Sector 1. Looking to take that fastest lap of the race. On the hard, Paul Toddy is going to go for the one-stop. The only man to risk it on hard tyres so far. Going to go for the one-stop strategy. S-Winger charging through the field, though. There isn't really any close battling as of right now. But Sir Reese in the pits. This will be important. Is he going to lose his lead? Sirax. Has he made enough of a gap to where he can pit and come out in 1st? Sirax is coming into the pits. Tristan going to stay out. Oh, this is going to be quite tight. You see the Ferrari in the background. Still yet to pit, of course, is Tristan. But he's going to take now the lead. So he's still in the net lead of this race. We've got a yellow flag. We've got someone a spin. Is that a Skateboarder? Skateboarder it is, I believe, spinning off. And we've got a virtual safety car. Everyone pitting right now. Going to get a bit of a benefit. Based off of the fact that your speed is essentially cut in half. You've got to maintain a consistent speed under the VSC. It's not a free pit stop like it would be under a safety car, but certainly a much safer one. Alpha Spirit just under 2 seconds behind the McLaren of Lee Kayla. Everyone who finishes now will score points. Ashley Goodwin will be so upset that I mean, he's currently in 5th. He span off on the first lap. Well, not the first lap, but one of the first laps. If he was near the pit entry when that virtual safety car happened, he could have got himself a nice cheeky pit stop. Near free one. But we're back underway here in Bahrain. Alpha Spirit really coming up the back of that McLaren. Skateboarder. After that DNF, he's out now. He will get a point though today. And there's a 3-second time penalty for the only Ferrari in this race. In fact, if we go up to the man who's in the net lead of this race, and as of right now will maintain the championship lead, under 1 second, and Tristan going to go for a pit. You see he tried to take a little bit of slipstream there. Tristan going to go into the pits. Might have been hampered a little bit. Also, fastest sector 3 of the session so far, set by Sir Reese. Ben Slater still behind him, and Estwinger right behind him. Did that overcut do him too much? Did it do him any benefit? We're going to wait. 3 seconds. I think it did a little bit. It's only cut a second or two off of the gap. Ashley Goodwin on those mediums. I think he's going to go for a one-stop, maybe mediums to hard. Or is it, I don't think he'll be able to drag those mediums out too far just because he span off a few times. So they're going to have quite a bit of wear and tear on them. But we're watching the race leader right now. Although it looks like we should watch Paul Toddy as he's getting an overtake on Ashley Goodwin 12. And he's back to 4th. I said it would be a good battle for 4th between Toddy and Sirax. But Sirax is now 5 seconds down the road. Toddy might have a nice safe and secure 4th place. Of course, there's still 20 laps to go here in Bahrain. The sky is starting to darken, as you can see, around this 5.4 kilometer circuit. Still 20 laps to go. Still plenty of time for somebody to make a mistake. And I mean, Sir Reese might be leading by 9 seconds, but one big mistake and his lead could diminish. Right in that final corner, there he is. We'll go down and watch Ashley Goodwin right now, because he's only a second off the back of Paul Toddy, but he's also only a second ahead of Sirax. You see the Racing Point in the background. Will he have the pace to push on? He's on old mediums, but Toddy's also only on hard, so might balance out. I wonder how long Ashley will stay out in the Mercedes. Of course, he's guaranteed, just for finishing this race, 2 points. But he won't take that, you know. He'll want a bit more than that. 1 second now, the gap between himself and the Racing Point. Estwinger also back up in third. We might have to watch them in a minute, because Estwinger's cut that gap down to 2.6 seconds. 2.3 seconds. We'll see Sirax and Ashley Goodwin battle it out before we switch back over to the Haas. The charging Haas, who's trying to charge into second place. Had a little bit of an altercation early on the start of this race, and he fell down the order to 8th. Oh, it's close. It's close between the Mercedes, but he just about holds off that Racing Point. A tight battle for 5th. And every lap that this goes on, Paul Toddy's going to be loving it, because he's just created a bit more breathing room between himself and Sirax. Sirax now going to use that DRS. Goodwin pushes him to the inside, but it's not going to matter. Oh, he's going to try and fight back at him. Almost a collision there, but had to give up the position. And we're going to go up the field. You see the Haas in the background. There he is. Estwinger, the man's currently second in the championship. And he's currently under 2 seconds behind second place Ben Slater, who's had one hell of a race. Where did Slater start? 4th? Let me check that. Slater started, I'm going to assume, 4th. Because it's Saints game 2, yeah. But Slater started 4th, currently up to 2nd. I mean, driver of the day so far, though, has got to be our race leader. He's not put a foot wrong. 12 seconds up the field. Ashley's still the only one not to pit. We've got 2 people on hards, though. The Ferrari of Tristan's also gone for the hard choice. .5 seconds in the battle for second place. Toddy's also on the hards, by the way. Got to point that out. Toddy, Alpha Spirit, and Tristan. All 3 of them on the hards. All 3 of them going to try and go to the end of this race. As long as they can maintain decent pace, there could still be some drama left to go in the Bahrain in the Bahrain race, the Bahrain Grand Prix. Don't know why I said race. The 3rd race of the season in the EMS Racing League. It's a tight battle for 1st in the championship, separating Sir Reese and Estwinger by 3 points. But Estwinger's got to clear Slater as soon as possible, because Reese is going to be pitting sooner rather than later. He started on softs, he's on softs again, so Reese is committing to a 2-stop strategy. right? So this is where it could get interesting. It's about a 24-second pit stop, I'd say. 24 to 26-second pit stop. Now, Sir Reese is 13 seconds up the field from Slater. 15 seconds up the field from Estwinger. But the man who is on a one-stop strategy, Paul Toddy, he might be just outside of the pit stop. Just outside of a pit stop from Sir Reese. If he can just pick up the pace a little bit, Reese could come out behind Toddy for track position. We're going to go back. I said this was a huge battle for fourth! And it looks like the Racing Point on those faster tyres might have to pit again. But right now, he's got fourth. Yeah, so you can get soft tyres, medium tyres, and hard tyres. The soft tyres generally about a second and a half faster than the medium tyres per lap, but they don't last as long. Then mediums, they last a little bit longer, but they're a little bit slower. They're the middle ground. And then hards, they last a long. You only have to pit stop once if you go on the hard tyres, but they're generally a little bit slower than the mediums and the soft. Are the slowest tyre, maybe about 3 seconds slower than the soft tyre. But obviously, you lose about 26 seconds under a pit stop. Estwinger, though, is within DRS range on that home straight. Will he be close enough to get the Williams this time around and get back into second place? He might get it way before the braking zone. Yes, he will, but the Williams, I'm sure, won't give it up that easily. He's on younger tyres. Almost button wheels there. 4/10 separate them. The Williams now with DRS wide open is going to come right back at the Haas. Not close enough on this occasion. Going to want to stay nice and tight behind him. We've also got Alpha Spirit just 3/10 off the back of Lee Kahler further down the lap. Oh, it's now fallen to 8/10. We're going to have a look at that one. Alpha Spirit right on the back of the second McLaren for the battle for 6th. Couldn't quite get him here. Maybe going to use that third DRS zone. It depends what time it is on Thursdays. I won't be able to do this week just because I have plans. It depends what time it is, because I have football Thursday nights. But it depends what time it is Thursday. I wouldn't be able to do this week though, just because I've got plans this Thursday. But depending on what time the race is, I could definitely do that. I would like to commentate more for sure. Where was I watching, by the way? Alpha Spirit just 8/10 off the back of the secondary McLaren. I can do it sometimes then, because I have football in the evenings, kickoff generally range. Oh, it might be tight. Just because it depends when kickoff is. Alpha Spirit though, 4/10. I have to see when kickoff is. When we have a late kickoff, I can definitely do it. But an early one, I might struggle. 6/10 though is the Red Bull of Alpha Spirit off the back of the McLaren of Lee Kahler. Not going to be able to get it on this occasion. Ben Slater, by the way, is coming back at Estwinger for that second place spot. I'm going to get another dose, a double dose of DRS into what is turn 4. Will it be enough to get past the McLaren this time? Yes, it will be. And now Alpha Spirit, who needed to clear that McLaren, is now going to start the charge to the other McLaren, Toddy. That sounds good. Yeah, just let me know, man. Let me know, Vorno. I'm always down to commentate a few more. I enjoy it. Lee Kahler, though, not giving up. Of course, Lee Kahler on the softs. I'll buy relatively old softs. Only as old as those hards. A big lock-up, though, by Alpha Spirit. Might allow Lee Kahler to get a better exit. Lee Kahler now going to have DRS. We'll go on board with the McLaren. He's going to have DRS, but he's not going to be close enough to do anything about it, despite that lock-up. Another little lock-up there by Alpha Spirit. Only 5/10 separating the Red Bull and the McLaren. Another lock-up. Oh, he's burning through those hard tyres of all these lock-ups. 3-second time penalty for Ashley Goodwin. Right now, he's 22 seconds off of 8th, but when you think that Lee Kahler is going to have to pit again, Lee Kahler and Ashley Goodwin could be fighting for 8th position towards the end of this race. It looks like Lee Kahler is starting to fall off, though. And right behind him now is the other Ferrari. Let's see if Tristan could do anything. We'll stay on board with the McLaren. This is the closest battle on the track right now. Essentially the battle for 6th and the battle for 7th. Everyone in this race has got some sort of time penalty with the exception of the top 3 and then the other Red Bull. Red Bull's generally quite clean drivers. I don't know what happened to GWR today. He just cascaded off the track into the wall. A huge collision. He was running in, I think, 2nd or 3rd place. Oh, goes very wide. And that might cost him dearly to the Ferrari of Tristan Freitag. The man who was driver of the day last time out. Real tight around that corner, but he's going to have DRS is the Ferrari. Not enough, though, to get ahead of the McLaren on this occasion. Maybe down the back straight, though, after the... If you could stay close behind in this windy section towards the end of Sector 2, it's very hard to stay close. But he's doing it, still within 4 tenths. Into the back straight now. Surely Lee Kahler and Sir Reese will be coming in for another pit stop soon. I think Reese will be safe from coming up from behind Paul Toddy, but he's going to have to do some overtakes, just due to having different strategies. If he plays it safe, though, he'll probably realise, though, that those on the mediums will pit again, and Sir Reese will inevitably get them eventually. But here we go! The Ferrari doesn't need to wait till the braking zone. Slips past the McLaren of Lee Kahler. I'm going to take us back now up to the battle for 2nd, because Ben Slater's done quite well to stay real tight behind the Haas of Estwinger. Just a second splits them, and there's quite the gap down to 4th. We know Paul Toddy's not too happy with his setup right now, but he's in a good spot, because I think 2nd through 4th will be pitting once more. And Toddy will be going to the end on those hards, or at least he'll be giving it a good shot. We'll see how good his tyre management is. Sir Reese is in the pits. He won't come out in the lead. In fact, he will come out 3rd. Should come out 3rd. We'll see. We'll see these two. See if they get ahead of our race lead, or they're going to have some laps. Now, Sir Reese will be going to the end. He thinks he can take these medium tyres 12 laps. Might be able to get the overtakes anyway, just to secure it. But here he is. It could be risky, though. Having to overtake could throw away his race. He might get into a collision. We've seen plenty of drama so far here tonight in Bahrain. He is currently in the net lead. He's only pretty much 5 seconds behind our current race leader. You see him in the background there, in that charging Renault. Oh, really lost the back there. 1.4 seconds, he's fallen back. Sir Reese is in a great position to secure this race now. He just has to play it safe, play it careful, not take any crazy risks. I'm interested to see if Lee Kahler comes out ahead of Ashley Goodwin. He's coming out of the pits now as Ashley crosses that start-finish line. It's going to be close. This is going to be the battle for 8th. Ashley Goodwin is going to get that position. Look in the right-hand side. Is very close going into that first corner. But I think Lee Kahler just about holds it. He looks like he does. We'll go and have a look at that. We'll go and have a look at that. Oh no! Oh no! They fought tooth and nail! And Ashley Goodwin sent spiralling off on the second corner. It was very close on the pit exit, as I saw on the bottom right of my screen. The Haas going in for the pits. Definitely making sure there's going to be no sort of undercut attempt by Ben Slater, who's currently now leading the race. We're going to stay on board with the man who's in the net lead for this race. Now, there are time penalties. Time penalties, as we saw last week, can be huge. We'll have a look at the time penalties. They're not crazy. 3 seconds. It won't actually change the outcome of this race. Oh, it will. Yes, Estwinger. Well, I imagine he'll get Paul Toddy anyway, just being on fresher tyres. But in case he doesn't, Paul Toddy does have a 3-second time penalty, but you see the Renault now of Sir Reese, who's looking to close in on his second victory here in EMS. He's looking to regain the lead here, 6/10 off the back of Ben Slater. Will he get it this lap? I imagine he'll get it on the home straight. Might get it on the back straight. Clean race though by these guys. A lot of these guys yet to even get any sort of penalty. Is Ben Slater going to fight this too hard? Oh, he's pulling away a little bit. Maybe he hasn't got the heat in his tyres yet as the Renault. It was his first lap. 4/10, so he should get it under DRS though. Staying out on those mediums. Going to go for the overcut, it seems, on the Haas of S-Winger. See if it plays off, but that means Sir Reese is back in the lead with 10 laps to go. 54 kilometres around the Bahrain International Circuit left of this track, left of this race. Also, Paul Toddy has made it past. Oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute! No, he hasn't! It's not guaranteed! It's not a given! Paul Toddy fighting for that 4th place. He's really given the Haas some trouble. This is not what S-Winger needs right now. S-Winger needs to clear this track and get into some clear air. Has to just get into some clear air. Paul Toddy coming back at him! Paul Toddy coming back at him! Not quite going to get it though. You love to see it though. That's why DRS is so strong around this circuit. You can really just come back at people that you wouldn't normally get the opportunity to do. On those hard tyres, Paul Toddy tried to come back on S-Winger. It wasn't going to pay off, but he really thought he might have held S-Winger up long enough for a pit stop. It's not looking like it though, because he's only, what, I don't know, 18 seconds, 16 seconds off the back of second place Ben Slater, who should be thinking about a pit anytime soon. Perhaps this lap. You'd have thought he would have pit the lap after S-Winger did to cover off any sort of, undercut, but is it really an undercut though if you're the lead car? I don't know. Some free distance. No, Ben Slater not pitting. He's losing time to S-Winger and Sir Reese out in front. The longer he goes out here, the more time he's losing. We're seeing S-Winger charge through the field right now. He's only 6 seconds off the back of Sirax, who's had a good first race. A nice steady one. A good comeback after his drama early on. There's a good comeback for him now to be currently sitting 3rd. S-Winger will be chasing him down though, 6 seconds down the road. But I'd say the race so far today has all been about this man. He started on pole. It looked like S-Winger was going to be on pole, but then he just nailed the lap. Just as he did in Canada. Still 9 laps to go, of course. Anything could happen, but right now it is really looking like this man is in full control of this race. 4 seconds up the field again on Ben Slater. He's on a 2-stop strategy! And that's Ashley Goodwin. Spinning at the end of Sector 2, start of Sector 3. He's going to be lapped. Hopefully he doesn't hold up Sir Reese too much. Currently sitting in 11th here is this man. He came close to really battling it out with Lee Kaler on the pit exit, but he ended up getting, I don't know if he got pushed off or what, but went very wide, going to go into the pits. What is the closest on-track battle right now? I mean, you've got Toddy 3 seconds away from S-Winger. He's got a 3-second time penalty. We're going on board with him. A lot of people going into the pits here in this stage of the Grand Prix. The Williams, I assume S-Winger will now get all of his positions back. Yes, he will. Back in second. I guess now it's a final charge. I don't know if he's going to have 18 seconds of improvement in him to catch up on Sir Reese. Sir Reese has really worked this race perfectly. But we'll have to wait and see. But I want to go down here because Sirax just 1 second behind the Ferrari of Tristan Freitag. Imagine if our race, or almost race winner from last week's El Senado had showed up here. We could have had a really big fight for first between 3 cars. This is the battle for 7th. Battle for 6th, I should say. Right on the back of Tristan. I think he's got a lot older tyres though. That might. Oh, he just slipped up the inside. On the hards. The hard's obviously for Tristan. And these super fresh soft tyres. It's going to put him well ahead. 7/10. He will have DRS in that Ferrari. But those old hards have got nothing on these fresh soft tyres. We'll go up here because Paul Toddy's trying to make that long run, the long game work. He's got 7 laps left. I think this is going to be a nice fight for that final podium spot. It's a very hard track to defend on though. As I said, DRS is very strong. Great overtaking opportunities into turn 1, into turn 4 and on the run up to turn 11. These fresh softs, it could be easy pickings for the Williams as long as he doesn't make a mistake. This is the battle for third. I mean, I guess Sirax is still technically in this as well. I mean, he is 10 seconds down the road, but he's also on fresh softs. He knows he doesn't need to risk it though. Ben Slater can play it safe. He doesn't have to risk it. I think he knows the overtake will come to him just because of DRS, but we'll see how good Toddy can place that car. Really up in the gearbox. The grip going to be slipping, and you see the exit, the traction so much better in those softs. You can see how fresh they are. Still got that shine on them. Now DRS going to be in the Williams' favour, but it looks like Toddy might have got a better exit there. But the DRS just so powerful. The drag reduction system coming into play, and that's going to be Ben Slater back up into third. And 5 seconds down the road. I mean, you know Toddy won't give that position up. He's right on the back of him still. He won't give it up without a fight. Let's see what he can do down the back straight. He will have the slipstream, but will it be enough? I mean, he's already 7/10 down the road. 8/10. We'll see. I do want to switch back to see Sirax versus the Red Bull, because that's also a close one. And that looks like this overtake isn't going to happen, but we'll see the Red Bull now defend on those hard tyres against the fresh softs. I mean, only 3/10, 2/10 and DRS. Oh, and a fastest lap of the race. The extra championship point is going to go to the Racing Point. What a lap by Sirax. Oh, goes a little bit deep into that, but again, those fresher tyres. He has got a time penalty. What is the time penalty? We'll have a look. He's got a 3-second time penalty. Now, with only 6 laps left, if Alpha Spirit can just stay within 3 seconds of Sirax, he could get 5th. And both Toddy as well. Toddy also has a 3-second time penalty, but it won't mean anything in the battle between himself and Sirax just because they both have a time penalty. Sirax is the charging car at the moment, though. Fastest lap of the race, going to be coming on the back of the next man on hard tyres. I said at the start of this race we'd have a battle for 4th. Between Sirax and Toddy. They're on alternate strategies, and now with 6 laps to go, these fresh soft tyres against old hards, whose strategy is paid off? Will it be the Racing Point as he starts to chip away at the time? Or chip away at the distance between himself and Paul Toddy, or will it be Toddy who's played the long game? Reese, is that Reese coming into the pits again? Wait a minute. Is Sir Reese coming to the pit again? Oh my god, what is what? Sir Reese, our race leader, has just come into the pits. And he's out in second. On some fresh mediums. With only 5 laps to go. He could put himself in a precarious position here. Sir Reese was dominating this race, had an 18-second gap. Maybe he's going to go for fastest lap. Maybe he's going to go for that extra championship point. But he's only got 5 laps to get back ahead of S. Winger. And S. Winger is going to be defending for his life here. Because if he wins this, I don't think he'll get championship lead. Will he? I think it depends on who has fastest lap. Will he get championship lead? He would. Yes, he would. Even if Sir Reese got the fastest lap, S. Winger would take the championship lead here. If Sir Reese could not get first place back. And that also has brought Ben Slater back into the fray. He's only 2 seconds off the back of Sir Reese. Sirax, also further down the road, has caught up. He's now only 3 seconds behind Paul Toddy in 4th. We could still be in for a photo finish here. That Haas, though, he's going to be putting in the best laps of his life right now just to ensure he stays ahead of the Renault. 2 seconds is the gap now. I think Sir Reese might have cost himself. He's gonna have a fight of his life. He might only get 1 or 2 laps to make a push on Estwinger. He's a very gifted driver, as we saw back in Australia. I think the battle that's going to happen first, though, will be this battle for 4th. Those fresher softs against these old hards. They've got to be like 20 laps old at this point, aren't they? 17 lap old hards versus 3 lap old softs. Sir Reese is on a 3-stop strategy. Oh, I don't want to miss this. Oh, it's the battle for the lead. I have to watch that. I have to watch the battle for the lead. This is the battle for the lead. 1.3 seconds is the gap. 1.4 seconds is the gap. This is going to be tight. This is going to be so tight. Into the back straight here. Sirax, gotta go. I can't miss this action. Sirax is just 7 tenths off the back of Paul Toddy. Has this strategy paid off? Will the 2-stop strategy outdo the 1-stopper? Of course, they both got a 3-second time penalty, so it won't matter. This is about track position. The penalty won't play. It's better to have fresh tyres because you've got better grip and thus can have a better exit on the corner and get traction going and get speed going better. It looks like the racing point on those fresher tyres, the 4-lap-old softs, is going to get ahead, is going to get into 4th. Toddy will fight back at him. He will have a run at DRS, but we've seen so far that, the softs just, they're so much faster than those hards. Near enough 3 seconds, maybe even more than 3 seconds. But the gap for the lead, we're going to ride on board with our race leader. Toddy's also taken another time penalty. We're going to go on board with our race leader. You can see the charging Renault behind him. 3 laps to go. Estwinger's going to have to put up the defence of his lifetime if he wants to remain in the lead of this race. Sir Reese has definitely made it hard for himself. He's certainly made it interesting, but he's made it hard for himself. You've got to play it perfect. 2 of the best drivers we have here in EMS fighting out with 3 laps to go on the back straight. There will be DRS. He will get a double whammy of DRS out of the first corner and into the 4th corner. Alpha Spirit's picked up his first penalty of the race. Only people not to pick penalties up are Estwinger, Sir Reese and Ben Slater. Here we are though on the home straight. Sir Reese close enough. Oh, he might be. It's who's going to hit that brake pedal later. He's going to have the inside line on the way out though. He stays ahead, but Sir Reese will have another instance of DRS coming into play. Close that gap once again. This is going to be a titillating fight for first place. The Renault right behind the Haas. This is back-to-back races where we've had a battle for first at the end, and Estwinger has been involved in both of them. He didn't classify first. Well, no, sorry. He didn't technically finish first last time out, did Estwinger, but due to the penalty handed to El Senado, he was given first place. He was given that first place classification. Estwinger would love to finish first here, and he has the chance to, but we've got the charging Sir Reese behind him. 4 tenths the gap, 3 tenths the gap. This is so tight. Hard to follow through this section, but you've got to get it right. This is the closest and most important battle on the track by some distance. 2-lap-old mediums versus 8-lap-old mediums. If he can get a good exit here, I mean, he's so close to the back of that Haas that the Haas might have to concede the position. DRS will come into play, and it looks as if the Renault of Sir Reese will regain the lead of this race. Now, Estwinger can come back at him. He will get a dose of DRS. But is it too little too late? A lap and a half left. Oh my goodness. Estwinger has the DRS, but does he have the pace? Not on this occasion. And Sir Reese, with a 3-stop strategy, is back in the lead. But he's only by 2 tenths. If Estwinger can keep it close, You just need to stay close to him when you get to that home straight, and you could have a chance to get right back in the lead. The Renault's not in the clear yet. Estwing are going to have DRS coming out of turn 10. Oh, a retiree! No, he's had a great race! What's happened? The Racing Point has retired from the race. He must have had a crash. He was having a great race. That's going to hand fourth off to Toddy. What? He was having such a great first race here in the EMS Racing League. You see the Renault trying to break the slipstream. Estwinger's going to have some DRS. It's going to be a fight for first on the final lap. This is going to be insane. DRS, the rear wing wide open. Is he close enough to do anything? This will be his last chance. 4 tenths, 5 tenths. Oh, it's 4 tenths separating them. Another dose of DRS here. The final lap of the race. 5 tenths separate the race leader in second place. They're first and second in the championship. 3 tenths. Oh, it's going to be something risky after the 10th corner. Turn 10 into that DRS zone. That's going to be make or break for Estwing. He's going to have to. I mean, I guess he's going to try and go around the back straight. But I imagine Sir Reese might have too much distance on him by then. It's up to 7 tenths now. What a race this has been. What a joy to watch. The battle for first. DRS coming into play once again. Those tyres might be just a little bit too old on Estwinger's car, but he's 5 tenths back. A mistake now could cost either of these men a potential lead of the championship. So he's going to try and extend his lead by a further 7 points, or Estwinger going to take the lead. 3 corners to go, 2 corners to go. Coming up on turn 14, the penultimate corner, and turn 15. Going to have the slipstream, but it's not going to be powerful enough, and it might mean that this man right here, he qualified on pole. He went for an ambitious 3-stop strategy, but Sir Reese followed very closely by Estwinger. Will take the win here in the Bahrain Grand Prix as we see Ben Slater get his best finish of the season, coming home in 3rd. Went for the 1-stop strategy, did Paul Toddy. Didn't have the setup that he liked for this race, but I think he'll be happy to come home in 4th despite the problems he's had on that 1-stop. And then in 5th, Alpha Spirit, I believe his first race, locking up into that final corner. In 5th place, coming Alpha Spirit in the Red Bull. We'll go back to the Sol Ferrari, coming down the home straight now. Of course, it's not over yet. I mean, if any of these guys mess up, I mean, Lee Kaler's only 11 seconds back if you get a little spin. But into the final corner comes Tristan Freitag, going to add another little solid points tally to his already 11 points. Help the Ferrari team. I think they're currently 3rd in the standings. 4th. They will go 3rd after today, though, I believe. Lee Kaler also crossing Ashley Goodwin's finish. He was a lap down. Here comes Lee Kaler, the final man to cross the finish line and bring our Bahrain Grand Prix to an end. What a fight for first. Wow. An insane drive, an insane race. This is the 2nd race in a row we've had a neck and neck fight to the finish. But there is the 2nd time this season on the top step of the podium. Sir Reese for the Renault, followed by his championship challenger Estwinger in the Haas, and then Ben Slater in that Williams coming up 3rd. What a race we have in Bahrain. I can't wait for the next one. Where's the next one? Let me check. Where is it? Trying to see where the next race is. The next race. Oh, Austria. That could be another nasty one. But what a race it was. Fastest lap of the race does go to Sirac, so I guess he will get a point for that despite the DNF. Get to bring home 3 points in his debut for Racing Point. But what a race. This championship battle is certainly spicing up. And if you look at the driver standings right now, I'm going to try and do some quick maths. Sir Reese is going to be on 83 points. Estwing is going to be on 73, a 10-point gap between them. But what a race has been in the Bahrain International Circuit. I can't wait to see you all next week, where we go to Austria. What I'm really excited for, though, is the week after, when we go to Monaco. That's really going to test the skill. Peace out, though.